let's begin. That I liked. I don't like him at all. He is such a mansplainer. Hello everyone, it's Fionn and welcome back to my channel, Chrisney Chrisnell Eve Chanel. I hope you are all really well. In today's video, I read the highest and lowest rated books on my physical TBR according to the story graph, and I don't know why I said and, that was the end of the sentence. So I started with the lowest, which was Kismet by Luke Tredgett. When I started this, it had an average rating of 2.88 stars on Storygraph, which is pretty low. It's now gone down to 2.83. My contribution to that probably didn't help, but more on that later. And then I moved on to the highest rated book, which is Against the Loveless World by Susan Abelhauer. This had an average rating of 4.57 stars, which is so high, and it still does, it still has the same. So there were some pretty big differences. Obviously the numerical difference is pretty big, but also in my experience of reading them, which you will see moving forward. I did give a little outline of the plot of this one in one of the clips while I was reading it, so I'm not going to do that now, but I don't think I did for this one. So basically in this book we are following a Palestinian woman called Nar, and she's being held in an Israeli prison. Some people consider her a terrorist, some people call her a revolutionary, depending which side they're on. I personally view her as a revolutionary, and that's all I'm going to say. I am a little over halfway through Kismet, and I really am not liking the main character Anna. So she's making so many decisions that, in my opinion, bad decisions that are just damaging to herself and her relationships, and I don't really understand why. I just don't think she's a likeable main character at all. So if you don't know, because I didn't know what the word Kismet meant, but Kismet means fate or destiny, and in this book Kismet is a dating app which compiles all of your online information, from your search history to who you follow, the posts you like, the posts you linger on a little bit longer than others, all of your online data and habits. It's basically like a mega cookie, and it uses all of that information to find your perfect matches and find couples who are very compatible with one another. And then it has like a map feature on the app, and within 50 meters, which I don't think is very much at all, but within 50 meters, if anyone comes up who has a Kismet account and with whom you have a 50 or higher compatibility score out of 100, then they come up on your app with their number as like a blue dot with their number above. So say you have a 71, which I think she does, to be fair, but say you have a 71, it will come up as a blue dot on your map with a 71 above, and Anna is like picturing them walking around with a flashing 71 above her head, which is a feature that I like a sim. But Anna is doing all of this while having a boyfriend at home, so she's basically cheating. In my opinion, she is cheating, and I don't know why. I'm getting the sense that things are rocky between them, and she keeps, well not keeps, but a couple of times she's mentioned that a test, and I think she is dipping her toe into the rest of the world to see if there's someone better out there for her. But I think that's so hurtful to her boyfriend, even if he's not the right person for her. I just think it's so unkind and unfair to be searching for someone else while still being in a relationship with him. I don't like her. And when I was planning to give this little update, I was thinking about what I was going to say, and I was going to say that so far I haven't felt like DNFing until the chapter that I just read. I ended up reading a little bit more before I gave the update, and then after that I'm now like, maybe I could. I still don't think I'm going to just yet, but one of the people she's met through the app, who she has a really high score with, he is such a mansplainer. I don't like him at all. But I have a couple of suspicions about who he really is and why he's there. I'm not sure if I'm deep in it a bit, but I think there might be something a little bit more going on with him. I'm not sure. It's okay. I mean, the writing style, especially for a debut, I think it's decent. I don't think it's perfect, but for a fairly unpopular book and debut at that, I think it's okay. And I think it's pretty good in those circumstances. So I don't have many issues with that, but it's just the actual plot and the character. I'm finding her really unlikable. Sometimes you just read stuff and you're like, ugh, and that just happened to me. This book is making me roll my eyes. Anna, the main character, is... I don't know what to say. She's just so unlikable. The last chapter I read was 90 pages. But I've just had another idea about who one of the other characters could be, because I feel like there's just something a bit... I feel like there's going to be a reveal when we're expecting it to go one way. I feel like the author is going to have put in a moment, and I've just had another idea of what it could be. But we'll see. I finally finished... Oh my gosh. I finally finished Kismet this morning. I did not like this one. I'm really glad it's over, I'm not gonna lie. But I feel I've given enough negativity already, so I'm not gonna moan anymore. Let's just say I didn't like it and move on. But I'm now about to start Against a Loveless World by Susan Abelhawa. So this is the highest rated book on my physical TBR at 4.57 stars, which is fantastic. It's such a good rating. I'm a little bit apprehensive about it just because I don't usually rate literary fiction particularly high. And I've had a few DNFs or less good reads recently. But people obviously love this for a reason, so hopefully I do too. Let's begin. There's a big glossary at the start with all of the words that I might not know. Oh, it's massive. Part 1, Q8. Oh, it's in first person perspective. I really feel like I needed that right now. So I'm happy with this. You know when a character comes in and they have a name of someone who you don't want to be reminded of? I don't think I needed to be worried. I think this is going to be a very good book. I've just got to the end of part 3, which is page 143, and I'm about to go to work, so I can't talk for long. but I just wanted to say that this is a very good book and it's a very well written book. And if you'd given me both of these books and said one of them's the highest rated and one's the lowest, I definitely would have been able to tell which one was which. Very good. This was a really good book. It is so well written, it is so harrowing, and it's just so good. I loved the flitting timelines and the way the parts are split into the different locations, because the family is forced out of their homes and to move to new countries several times throughout the book. And so each part is in a different location, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And just the commitment to fighting for a better life. It was really powerful. Nar is a fantastic woman, and the people around her are also fantastic, and they made such a good team fighting for what was right. They have been through so much, but they didn't give up, they kept fighting. It's so well written, it's a fantastic book, and I would really recommend it. So I actually gave this one 4 stars, so I did rate it lower than the average rating on Storygraph, but I do totally see why the rating is so high. I think it's a really great book. It just started to not drag towards the end, but I started to feel less captured by it, I guess, and I was ready to move on to something new, so that's why I gave it 4 stars. This book, you heard how I felt about it, and I gave it 2 stars. There was one redeeming factor that I liked about this book, which was that Anna had some entrepreneurial ideas. She never pursued any of them, which was another bugbear, but one of them was this idea called the community shed, where she wanted to have basically like a big library of tools so that people could go and just loan out the tool that they need. Because how often do you need a tool? Like, not often at all, but when you need one, you need one. So she's saying, why don't we have this big community space for all the tools that everyone can borrow when they need to, pay how much they need to borrow, so they don't have to buy new ones every time, they don't have to find space for them in their homes, and there's not all this waste of manufacturing so many different tools that people just don't need. They just need it for like one day a year. That I liked, but that was probably one of the only things. Oh well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!